Well, this is the first of the two rhythm patches mentioned in the book, and let me say it's only to show and demonstrate the principle. It's not very nice, of course, but there will be a nicer, much nicer, a little bit later in this chapter. Okay, so what is the principle? The heart, the rhythmic heart, or the clock heart of the whole thing is this LFO here, sending clock impulses on one side to the Bernoulli gate, or on the other side to the sample and hold. The Bernoulli gate triggers the kick drum here. We have a probability of 50%, so well, 50% will go out of output A. Here's the trigger. The sample and hold unit is fed by the noise. And from the noise are the samples taken, of course. The trigger comes, as I said, from the LFO, and the output of the sample and hold unit does two things. It opens the VCA, and it determines the pitch of the sound, which is generated by Basel, by Wald. And from there it goes to the VCA, which is opened by the ADSR, and the ADSR gets its gate from the sample and hold unit. From the VCA it goes to a delay before it goes to the mixer and the main audio out. A delay only to make it at least a little bit nicer. So, and what can I do? I can change the probability of the kick to always and never, or 50-50, or a little bit more than 50-50, but I think 50-50 shall be okay for this demonstration. I can change the frequency of the central clock, of course. And while changing the frequency, it's getting already clear which problems I'll have with this patch, because this patch, as it is not very useful. It has to be a part of a bigger one, of a larger one, perhaps of a larger rhythm patch, or of even of a larger patch in whole, not only rhythms. And then I get the problem that I don't know the beats per minute. It's how well, of course, I have a frequency here, and so I can calculate the beats per minute, but it's not very comfortable. And when I want to change it during the patch to certain beats per minute adjustments and control this, that's nearly impossible with using LFOs. And another insufficiency is that both events here are clocked by the same LFO, and so are clocked by the same LFO, but let's say the randomness is generated by different units, so I can't influence when certain events from the voice plus from the kick, for example, shall fall together. I don't have any influence on that. Yes, I have influence. I can change the probability, but I cannot direct it. I cannot set it. I cannot adjust that. So let me go to the next preset, which makes at least one of the problems vanish. It's clock 1. It's here. Oh, here we are. So also, and again, only for the use of demonstrations, I have added more percussion here, the hi-hat, closed and open one. And instead of the LFO, I have a clock unit. And the first thing you see is we have a beats per minute display here. And so I can, by clicking the knob, I can exactly set a certain beats per minute amount, which I can't do which I couldn't do directly with the LFO. I have even a kind of, let's say, clock divider with this unit, but it's not necessary because clock dividers, we have also other units here, for example, working as clock dividers. This unit offers 4 times and 2 times, but I don't use it here. What is the same compared to the last preset, to the last example, is that the clock, this one clock unit clocks triggers all 3 sound generating units, the hi-hats, both hi-hats, the click, yes, the kick and basal. The sound side is the same, yeah, so sample and hold, and delay. So the pure percussion side is added. There I've added the hi-hat and closed and open hi-hat, and the clock divider. So the clock divider gets its clock unit, central clock, from this central clock unit, of course, and from there I have the 2 times, divided by 2 goes to the closed hi-hat, so it's quite often. You hear it quite often, and divided by 7, so what is a lot, and you hear it there very rarely only, is the open hi-hat. So let me set the decay time of the open hi-hat a little bit higher. Yeah, so it's better to be heard. Yeah. All right. Yeah, now I can change the beats per minute adjustments, as I could change the frequency of the LFO. I won't do this now here. It's not that nice patch to experiment a lot with it. There is the second insufficiency which we had with the last preset and the LFO, was that both branches, this one, this side, the right side and the left side of the patch, of this rhythm section patch, are let's say influenced by different and completely independent random units. So I cannot set, with this kind of patch, I cannot set the amount of times or the amount of events, or how often the purely percussive events and the, let's say, more melodic events fall together. They should not fall together always, and they should not fall together at a certain rate, because I like randomness, but I would like to have the possibility to say, let's say, with the probability of, let's say, 30%, we meet the situation that basal and at least one of the percussion units send their sounds at the same time. I can't adjust things like that in this patch. All right.